Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on the Aries New Moon, which is happening today, April the 11th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is the first new moon of the new astrological year. So really representative of this new beginning, this energetic reset, and it's quite a complex new moon. As I dive into it and really explore some of the aspects surrounding it, it's very, very empowering. So we're going to take a look at that today, how to manifest with this lunar energy. As you join me, say hi. I know I jumped on a few minutes early here. I'm excited to do this video outside today. I was actually going to go right down by the lake, but it's a little windy, so I thought it may be better to settle up here. As you join, let me know you can see and you can hear me okay. Say hello and feel free to share with me what your new moon intentions are. So new moons are always new beginnings, an energetic reset, a fresh start. And what makes this so powerful is it is the first new moon of this new astrological year, where we are now in Aries season. So really feeling that energy of a new beginning. So if you are new to me, welcome. My name is Kara. I'm a master astrologer. I'm also an Akashic Records practitioner, and I love supporting spiritual entrepreneurs, healers, and light workers in expanding their business, amplifying their impact in the world by working with cosmic intelligence. And I actually have a free masterclass that's coming up not this Monday, but a week from Monday, which is all about the Akashic codes for business expansion. So if you want to get in on this, let me know. We are in a powerful time of ascension, and it's changing the way we do business. It's changing what it means to show up as an entrepreneur. So I'm going to be sharing all about this in this masterclass that's coming up, how to work with these energies to create expansion, to tap into your wealth frequency. It's going to be so powerful. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll attach the link below. Hello, Lorena. Hello, Mona, Monica, Cindy. So great to have you. So the first thing I always like to look at is where the moon is happening. So in the sign of Aries, we're going to dive in and look at this archetype. So the archetypal energy of Aries is all about the self. It's about learning to be really strong and powerful in who you are. It's about learning to cultivate deep levels of self-love and personal empowerment. It's the first sign of the zodiac. So this is where we really develop that strong sense of self, who we are, what we want to achieve, what we want to create in the world. And it's necessary before we do anything else, is that we have this strong sense of who we are, our identity, how we want to show up, what we want to contribute to the planet. All of that is just so, so important. And with this Aries energy, we not only have the moon there, we have the sun there, which makes it a new moon, the sun and moon coupled together. We also have Venus there, Mercury, and Chiron in Aries. And a couple weeks ago at the full moon, I spoke more about this energy of Chiron in Aries. It was really being amplified at that time. And it's still, I feel, a crucial part of this energy right now around the new moon that's really getting us to look at where within ourselves are we holding on to that insecurity, an old outdated belief that I can't create the life I want, that I'm not enough. And where are we continuing to look for that external validation instead of cultivating that within? And I feel now like that was really highlighted at the full moon, this sense of where we're holding on to that pain, that trauma, the belief that we're still not good enough, that we need to do more, right? Be in that action mode before we really prove and know we are enough. I feel at this new moon, we're coming out the other side of that, where we are finally willing to say, I know I'm enough, I know I'm worthy, I know I'm powerful. From that space, what do I desire to create? We're really supported with that, with this new moon. Thank you for the hearts. And could someone let me know you can hear me okay too? I know it's a little bit windy and I hope the reception's okay down here. So just let me know, because I have so much goodness I want to share with you today, and I want to make sure you can hear me and you can receive all of this. So I really feel like with this new moon energy, we're kind of coming out on the other side of that healing and really acknowledging the inner work and transformation that we have gone through. Because another thing we really cultivate with this energy is that strength within. It's like that inner warrior energy. If we're looking at the goddess energy, this is the fierce goddess. This is the inner warrior. It's that part of you that knows you are stronger than anything that comes your way, that you will always rise up over the obstacles. And when you have that belief in yourself, you don't fear as much the external things. You don't need things to go a certain way in order to feel a certain way, or you don't worry so much about what some of those setbacks may be or what some of those challenges may be, because you know you have the strength within you to rise above them, to rise up. So we're really tapping into that with this energy, and I feel we're all kind of, it's a very fiery energy. We're feeling that momentum. We're ready to move forward. And with Aries, it is an action sign too. It really is about having that courage to take action. And I remember this years ago when I was starting my business, my coaching business, and my coach at that time telling me the importance of taking that action. And he used this analogy of, if you're just standing in a fog and you stand still, the fog gets thicker. But as soon as you take that first step, the fog begins to lift. And that's really the energy around this. It's like having that courage to just take that first step, take that action, right? Great background and sound. Thank you, Dad. Awesome to hear. So having that courage to move forward, to allow that momentum to carry you. So with the other planets we have here, we have Venus in the sign of Aries as well, happening very closely to this new moon. And Venus is the goddess of love, of beauty, of prosperity. And in the sign of Aries, it's very independent. And it's also, it's very strong, it's very independent, and it encourages us to look at the relationship with ourselves. So with the corresponding full moon a couple weeks ago, it was about exploring our relationship with ourselves, but it was also about the relationship with people around us. And with this new moon, it's about really understanding that it all begins with the relationship we have with ourselves, and how our other relationships mirror back to us our insecurities, our strengths, our beliefs. So this new moon is really about looking at that. What do I believe about myself? It's really, really strong energy there. Mercury in the sign of Aries is really bringing in new ideas, new possibilities. And that's what I feel is at the heart of this new moon energy. Like we know we're stepping into a new cycle. We know we're stepping into a new beginning. And what I feel this is really representative of is a new beginning in how we see things. So it's not... There could be new opportunities coming in for you. There could be new doors opening up. I feel that energy in the collective, but this new moon, what I feel it's really speaking to is a new perspective in how we see things, how we see the world around us, how we see ourselves. And a powerful aspect that's happening with this new moon is Mars and Gemini is forming a sextile with the moon. This is a really beautiful energy that I feel is at the heart of this new moon in so many ways. So Gemini energy, if we look at the archetype of Gemini, it's about duality. It's about seeing things in a new way. It's about the curiosity of the inner child, always asking questions, always being curious, always being willing to take on a new perspective. And that, I think, is the key. I think it was Wayne Dyer who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I believe that was a quote by Wayne Dyer. And that's huge, because so often we're waiting for something external to shift before we think we can feel better, or before we think something's going to change in our life. And often it's just seeing things in a new way, being willing to take on a new view, a new perspective. And I really think there's so much value in when we can approach things from a beginner's mindset. Like if you think about when you're new to something, when you're just learning something, you're very curious. You're asking questions, you're open to hearing other people's perspective on it. You're very much in that mindset of, okay, I don't know, but I'm open to learning. And there's power in that. But if you think of something in your life where you really consider yourself to be an expert and you know a lot, sometimes in some ways it closes us off a little bit from expanding and growing because we think we know it all. We're like, I already know, I don't need more to learn in this area. I already know, I've already heard this, and it closes off our mind. And this new moon is inviting you to open up, to ask questions, even in those areas where you feel like you already know. What if there was something else to still learn? What if it's just like a little tweak in the way you see things could be massive in how things unfold and play out in your life? So it really is like this beginner's mindset. The power of seeing things through a new light is really what I feel this new beginning is. So I invite you to feel in your life where you think you may be locked into a certain way of showing up, a certain belief system, and how it would serve you to shift that, to alter that, to see it in a new way. Nancy, that shade of blue looks awesome on you. Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate that. If you are just joining, say hi. I want to welcome you in. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, who you know loves following the moon phases, feel free to share this out. Okay, so really seeing things with new eyes, and every time I think of this, it's so funny. It brings me back to this experience in my university days. So I have a background in psychology. I have my master's in psychology. I actually worked as a psychotherapist before diving in and doing more of this work around spirituality. And in my undergrad years, there was this woman in my class who was like top of the class. She was really, really intelligent, took her schoolwork like really seriously. In all of our classes, our lecture halls, she would always like sit up front. And I remember she always asked so many questions. And at that time, like there would be a part of me that would be like, why is she asking this? Like it seems like such a basic question. She must know this. And years later, like I thought back on that and I'm like, oh, I get it. Like she really was intelligent. She had this mindset of there's always a new way to see this. There's always more I could dive into on this topic. And there's power in that, right? That ability to say, what if I really don't know? What if I could pick this person's brain? And anyone that has like a lot of Gemini in their chart is really good at that. They're very curious. They love asking questions and they don't necessarily see themselves as that expert, but really they end up collecting a lot of information. So this Mars in Gemini flowing in harmony with the moon, that's huge. So I really, again, encourage you to go back to the power of seeing things through new eyes, through that beginner's mindset, and don't be afraid to ask questions and be curious and be willing to learn. There's an innocence to these energies. Aries and Gemini, they're very innocent, and there's power in that innocence because there's a freshness to it, and there's an ability to expand within it. Hello, Emma. So good to have you here. Welcome and happy new moon. I know I started this a couple minutes early. I was just so eager to dive in with this information, and I know today is the new moon, so we're feeling the power of this fiery energy. So that's a beautiful aspect with this new moon, Mars in Gemini and flowing in harmony, this beautiful sextile formation with the moon, beginner's mind. See things in a new way. Where are you stuck? And I know it all. And where can you perhaps learn more from the people around you on this topic? So another key aspect to this new moon that is more challenging, this really is changing the dynamic, is a square with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now, anytime Pluto comes into the mix, this is massive transformation. Pluto is the planet of power. Pluto is the planet of that phoenix rising energy of death, rebirth, and regeneration. And in astrology, there's some planets that are known to be a little more challenging to work with. This would definitely be Pluto. But what I've come to realize is like Pluto is one of my favorite planets to work with, because when we know how to harness the power of this is the energy of the phoenix. This is the energy of being unstoppable. And I think that's at the heart of what we are invited to feel into with this new moon, that nothing can slow us down, nothing can stop us when we know who we are, when we know our power, when we know our strength, when we know we are co-creating with cosmic intelligence, when we trust things are working out, when we've had the courage to look at the shadow, which is what Pluto brings in. It's like, look at the shadow. And the sense I get on this is we've been doing that. We've been doing the shadow work over this past year. I feel like we've all had in some way, and let me know if this resonates with you, We've all had an experience in our life that has brought up some of our deep-rooted fears and invited us to look at them. And from that space, we're always given a choice. How do we respond, right? Are we victims to life, or are we remembering who we are? And are we seeing all experiences as opportunities to grow, to expand, to remember our strength, to remember that we are safe on this planet, we are safe in this world? And when we remember that, that's the courage and the unstoppable energy we tap into. And that's what Pluto is bringing to this new moon. So yes, for some people, it may bring up some of those deep-rooted fears where you may still be, right, in some of that time of transformation. But I do feel like we're rising. We're on the other side. That's why I titled this, I believe, Rising into Your Power, right? Rising into your power, like we're coming on the other side of that, of recognizing that, wow, when I look at the shadow, my shadow aspects, I unlock something so powerful instead of being afraid of them. Like if we have, certain... And I'm not saying there's not a time and place for this, but if we have certain memories or fears that we're avoiding or not looking at, right, they're often the key to our strength. And that's what Chiron brings in astrology. Chiron is the wounded healer. It reminds us that the biggest trauma, the biggest fear is actually the key to our healing, the key to our growth, the key to our expansion. So we're really at that time of, I think, coming out the other side of that. Hello, Coley. Welcome, beautiful. Michelle is feeling this. Absolutely. Yeah. It's powerful, right? We're coming out on the other side. So Pluto is that intensity, but it is that energy of, oh, wait, I always rise up. And it's a reminder too, right? Not to get lost in that cycle. Sometimes we feel like we're kind of lost in a cycle of constantly doing the healing work, and we don't want to be there either, right? We want to remember what's on the other side as we do this healing work. We're doing it from a space of I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to evolve, I'm not broken, and coming in with that mindset around it is really key. It's really important. So I would say this is more of a challenging aspect around the new moon, but again, the most empowering aspect around this new moon at the same time, right? This is where we really are rising into our power. We're rising into our strength. And the Aries energy is about leadership. It's about initiation. It's not about needing to wait for someone else to give you permission, needing to wait for things to change before you take action. It's about saying, I'm ready now. Now is where my power is. And that's where in the shadow side of the Aries energy, it can kind of be an impulsiveness at times. But I don't know, what I'm feeling, the downloads from this is not so much to go into that side of it, but instead to grasp onto the strength and the feeling of personal empowerment that's coming from this energy, and the knowingness that what if I'm ready now? So even reflecting on areas in your life where you feel like I'm not quite ready to do this. So for instance, because I know there's a rise in light workers and healers right now, and people stepping up and sharing their gifts in bigger ways, there can be a feeling of imposter syndrome. There's already so many people doing this. What if I'm not ready? But like, what if you are ready? Use this energy to say, now is the time. I'm ready. I know I have secret medicine to share with the world. No one else has my journey. No one else conveys information in the exact way I do. The world needs me. My soulmate people need me. And use this fire, this fuel to step up and say, now is the time, right? Or maybe it's something you really desire to do in your life that you just keep putting off till later. And this energy is like, well, what if now is the time? Say yes to yourself now. We are forever in the present moment. That's one of the things I've really learned from my work in the space of the Akashic Records, is all of our power is in the now. Yes, there's a past and the future, but it's all converging in this moment. This is the moment we have the ability to change our life by tapping into a new frequency, taking a new action, seeing things in a new way. So much power in that. Let me know if this is resonating with everyone, how this is feeling. Nancy's been feeling the shadow work. Stella, hello, beautiful. Michelle, stepping out and rising to share my gifts. Yes, I love that. And I love holding space for light workers and healers to do that and supporting them on that journey, right? Because there's so much power in working within the realm of the records to tap into the strength, your soul path, your purpose, as well as your astrology to unlock your unique soul gifts. Okay, so another beautiful aspect around this moon, you can see how this is kind of a complex new moon, right? Like there's a lot happening, is we have this beautiful formation with Jupiter. So we have another sextile with Jupiter. So Jupiter in the moon, and the moon in harmonious energy flow, is expansion. I see this as growth and expansion, wealth, tapping into the abundance of the universe. Like, this is a beautiful energy. Now, if we look at the signs they're in, we have the Aries energy, which is the sign of the self, and we have Jupiter in Aquarius, which is the sign of the collective and community. So how I'm feeling into this is a reminder of the role that each of us plays during this time of ascension. So I think there can be the mindset or the mentality to kind of sit back on the side and sometimes feel like things are happening around us and we have no control, and we get into this frustrated energy or wondering how it's all going to play out. And I feel this is a reminder of, like, you have a role in this ascension. You have a role in determining where our planet is going at this time. And that goes back to this other point of the importance of you stepping up, being in your power, and sharing your message, right? Doesn't matter if everyone agrees or not. It's like your soul people, right, are meant to hear this from you. So it's this interesting dynamic here with Jupiter in Aquarius, the moon in Aries, of the role that you play in the ascension that's happening on the planet, in the expansion, and for you to really feel into that and ask yourself, what role do I play in this, right? We all are playing a role, and to be in our power within it. But overall, I see this as a very beautiful, expansive energy. And also, again, kind of going back to this theme of, I know you've been doing the shadow work. I know you've been doing the healing work. Now allowing yourself to come out on the other side of that and really rise up and receive the abundance and goodness the universe is flowing to you. We want to be in that receptive state. I talk to my clients about this a lot, even when it comes to making money in their business, how, you know, money can be the masculine energy when we show up, and, you know, even being of service can be in that masculine energy when we're taking action toward what we want. But the feminine is the receptive that actually allows what we want in. And we need to create space for that. And we need to believe we're worthy of that. We need to believe it's easy and it gets to be natural. So I feel there's a call toward that with this new moon energy as well, of like trusting you've done enough, you are enough, and now allow yourself to receive what you desire, right? Because there is definitely like an action energy here of forward momentum, but within it all is like, allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive what it is you desire. Okay, let me know how this is resonating. Melody, thank you. You're confirming my energies today. Awesome. I'd love to hear that. I'm just going to check the charts. I have my laptop behind me and see if there's anything else standing out. A reminder as well that not this Monday, but next, I have my free masterclass, Akashic Codes for Business Expansion. So I'm going to be sharing more about the downloads that have been coming in through the Akashic Records that can support you in expanding your business by working with cosmic energy. So send me a message if you want the link for that. Okay, let's see here. So many interesting aspects here, but I really think these are the main ones. And my takeaway for this is really rising into your power and strength, remembering who you are. So if you are confronted at this time with obstacles and struggles, remember the strength is found within you. Remember how supported and loved you are, remembering that you always rise up. You have the strength to rise up. And I feel this beautiful aspect with Jupiter is letting you know, like, it's okay, you're coming out on the other side of it. It's overall very, very empowering. So definitely take your time to set new moon intentions. I think every new moon is important to set those intentions and put them out into the universe. And even just when we talk about manifesting, right? It's really important that you have that clarity on what you want to create in your life, right? Clarity is key. If we don't know what we want, it's going to be hard to receive it. And this energy, again, is just amplified right now because it is the first first new moon of this new astrological year. So it's definitely like this energetic reset. So take time to look at, how do I now want to show up? And again, just to kind of reiterate this, I feel the new chapter and the new beginning in many ways for many of us is a new way of seeing things, a new perspective. So where is that needed for you? Where are you invited to have that new perspective, a new way of seeing things, a beginner's mindset? And the power in that. Okay, so definitely join me for that free masterclass. Share this out if it resonated. And if you would like to work more closely together, I am soon going to be opening up the doors to my Akashic Inner Circle, which is all about wealth creation, business expansion, and spiritual evolution. So if you want to chat about that, just send me a message. So I'm sending you all so much love. Enjoy these new moon energies, and bye for now.